Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Splendid Life Show. Today, I'm really excited to talk to you about Kira Palmer. Let me introduce Kira. She is a speaker and relationship empowerment coach. And with her Money Date program, she empowers sassy businesswomen to change the conversation about money with their romantic partners. So, welcome, Kira.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Because, I think money is one of those topics that we're so fraught with, I guess, stress and with a
hmm
lot of triggers that we kind of try to avoid talking about it with our spouse or our significant others because, it's just so, um, such a stressful topic.
Very true. It's actually one of the top three predictors of divorce if you have a lot of money problems in your relationship. So it's definitely up there on the stress level.
Mhm. Yeah. So, you have a money date program. So, first of all, what is a money date? And then what do you do with clients in this money date program?
I'm so glad you asked so that I can just kind of tell you about how exciting this is
Uh-huh.
right away.
Oh.
Basically, a money date is almost exactly what it sounds like. It is a date that you go on with your partner where you discuss money. And as you mentioned before, money can be a really stressful conversation. And so what I've done is I've figured out a way to take the stress out of the conversation and instead turn it into a really exciting, intimacy building way to connect with your partner about real numbers. And so, what I do in my money date program is I teach people how to talk about money in this new, fun, exciting way. So I have it's a month long program, and what I do is each week, my private clients and I go into the different aspects of money dating. We talk about what stopped you from doing it up until this point. We discuss how to ask your partner out. We
Okay.
talk about how to go on the date and what kind of things you can do on the actual date itself. And then we have a follow up where we talk about how your date went and we debrief and figure out how you can have money dating become a regular part of your experience.
Okay. So, do you give specific topics for, like really like detailed things to discuss during the money date that you have?
Well, just like you and your partner are unique individuals, your money concerns are going to be unique. And so the way that I've structured my program is with a lot of one-on-one time with me so that um, we can actually dive into your specific money challenges and the way that you talk to your partner and really break that apart and figure out what's the best way that you can have a conversation with your money partner so that it will be exciting and fun, and you can talk about the financial issues needed in order to grow your business or in order to move forward in exciting ways in your relationship. So with my private clients, we go more into the specifics of how to show up at a money date. What kinds of things should you say at a money date? And where can you have these money dates so that they'll be exciting and fun?
So can you give me a specific example of a success story with a client?
Definitely. So let's see. So I have a client who was very concerned about engaging their partner, and basically after going through the first couple of weeks with me, where we talked about what had been stopping her from from asking a partner out in this way before, and then also going through the exact details of how to ask them out. This client decided to draw a picture and create a really lovely invitation for their partner on the money date. And so not only did the partner say yes, but the client had a lot of fun creating the invitation. And so going into the conversation, she's already relieved some of the stress.
So won't your partner be like all suspicious? So, how much do you spend this time? If they see like you're going through all this like super nice efforts to get them on this date?
Well, and again, this is one of the things that I go into in more detail with my private clients. One of the things that we do is we go through exactly how to engage your partner in a way so that your partner feels comfortable and empowered to have this conversation with you.
Okay, so you're teaching some like ninja techniques.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are the 3 simple tips and resources that you could share with our audience today?
Well, that's perfect. And it actually leads in right from your question just before about how do you engage your partner. So there are 3 things that you can do before you even go on the money date that'll help engage your partner. The first is dress the part. The second is to set the scene. And then the third is to make sure that you show up as the person you want to be with the right headspace. So going back to the first, where you dress the part, basically, as you can see today, I'm dressed up. I actually got ready for this interview as if I'd be getting ready for a money date. So I did my hair very nicely and I put on makeup, anything that I would have done for an actual date. And so when you go on a money date, this is one of the things that you can do to engage your partner before you even go out on the date. Because really, who can resist being in a good mood when their partner looks really good? Shallow but true. Also, when you dress up for a conversation with your partner, you're visually indicating before you even open your mouth that this is an important, special conversation that you put a lot of time and thought into. The second thing that I said was to set the scene. So what you can do when you go on your money date is you can pick a really lovely location. You wouldn't want to have your money date in the car while you're running errands, or maybe in the laundry room while you are washing your dirty clothes. You want to pick a location that really sets the mood for the type of conversation that you're having. Maybe you light some candles and turn off all of your electronics in your home. Or maybe you go out to a really lovely location. But whatever place you pick, you want it to set the scene for and create the mood for your date. And then the third thing that you can do is to show up with the right headspace. So just as you would on a regular date, you're going to make sure that you've got your game face on and that you're mentally prepared to show up the way you want to. And so when you go on a money date, you should also get into that same mental space where you're ready to have A, a wonderful time, and B, you know what you want to talk about so that you and your partner are ready to have an open conversation.
Well, what do you find yourself keep telling clients over and over again? So what are these recurring things?
Well, you know, the biggest reoccurring thing that I tell clients is really that it's possible. I get clients even after they have seen my videos and they've seen my tips and they've been reading about me on social media, and they come to me and they say, you know, I'm excited about this and it sounds interesting, but I just don't know if it's possible for me and my partner. And so the thing that I tell clients over and over again is, yes, It's possible. You can change the way that you have conversations around money. It can be fun. It can be romantic. And you can support both your business and your relationship at the same time.
Mm. So, kind of this leads into how will learning how to have money dates support women entrepreneurs, I guess. So,
Right. Perfectly then. You're right. So basically, in socially, we are taught that you shouldn't ever talk about money. And so it's obvious that that can affect your relationship if you aren't allowed to talk about money with your partner. What's not so obvious is that that can also hurt your business. And what I've seen many times in my relationship and other people's relationships is that the way that plays out is you either spend money on your business and don't tell your partner, jeopardizing your relationship, or you don't spend money on your business because you're not talking about it with your partner. So then you jeopardize your business. For example, before I was money dating, I was trying to only spend the $50 a week allowance that I gave myself from our joint funds for personal spending in order to build my business. So that's about $200 a month or something. It really didn't allow me to invest in myself at a high level. It didn't allow me to go on educational retreats or to build up systems for my clients. After we started money dating, I was able to invest at an extremely high level with business mentor Christina Marassi, and also put in some money and focus into my clients, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I wasn't talking to my partner about the money situation.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what do you tell women who are having a hard time getting their partners involved?
Wonderful question. And this one is also a big one that comes up a lot because there is the idea that, oh, I don't know, we've been talking about money this way for such a long time. I don't know if this is possible. Again, it's possible, and what I tell people who are having a challenge getting their partners engaged is very basic. You just ask them for their engagement. It's such a simple thing, and yet it's not very intuitive because when we have something that's really important to us, we want to demand. We want to just put it out there in the world that this is going to happen, especially if we're movers and shakers, like women entrepreneurs tend to be. And so we go to our partners and we say something like, we've got to talk. I need you to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is great that we're asserting ourselves, and the challenge is nobody wants to be forced into a conversation. And so the best way to get your partner's engagement is to ask them for their engagement, which I go into in more detail about the specifics of how to pose that question or ask your partner out on in my money date program.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, what is your favorite thing about what you do?
Let's see. What is my favorite thing about what I do? There are so many things. But I think my favorite thing about what I do with the Money Date program and as a relationship empowerment coach is really having the privilege to watch these women come up with their own miracles, really. When women come to me and they say, I'm having such a problem doing this, I can't do it. I know that they can, and so we work together to get them to the place where they're doing that. And even though I go into this situation knowing that they've got their own answers somewhere inside of them that just need to be pulled out, I'm always amazed by what these women come up with. They come up with these brilliant, wonderful things. For example, I had a woman who came to me and she said, I really want to have a family and I've been told it's not possible.
Oh.
And so um, we worked together for several months, and she actually ended up figuring out she had a miracle baby, basically. So
Oh, wow.
after working together and after she was implementing some of the coaching tools that I'd given her and working together with her husband and kind of opening herself up mentally, she actually ended up pregnant with her first child. So it can have some really crazy, off the wall, wonderful things that are side effects of this, in addition to helping you just make your relationship better and also make your business better.
Okay, so what is your least favorite thing about what you do?
Ah, my least favorite thing. Well, one of the things that I get when I tell people that I'm a relationship empowerment coach is this this line of conversation about, oh, so you help people get the spark back in their relationship. Now, there's this irritates me for it's kind of a semantics game, but basically, I don't coach to the relationship. I coach to the people in the relationship. And this idea of the spark leaving your relationship really sets up the relationship as being the client, as being the important entity. And it almost takes on a persona of its own when you attribute the success or failure of your interaction with your partner to the relationship. And so what really irritates me about being a relationship empowerment coach is this idea that somehow the relationship has taken on a life of its own and that I'm there to save the relationship, when really what I'm there for is to empower you and your partner to create the relationship that you want. It's about the people, not the relationship.
Mm-hmm. So, is that the deeper meaning behind what you do?
I think the deeper meaning behind what I do is really about women empowerment. Um, as I just said, I'm all about the people in the relationship because to me, the spark is about whether you have spark and about whether your partner has spark. And I know that if you empower the women to have spark, then they're going to light up everything around them. And so really I'm a stand for women empowerment in their relationships and in their finances. There are a lot of people out there who can support them in the structures in their business. And there are people out there who can support them in their health. And I really think that the best way that I can empower women in the world is to support them in having big relationships that support their big missions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so tell me, how has money, um, this money date program, or this your creation, this money date program, helped you in your own relationship?
Well, it's a little known fact that before my husband and I really got serious about being transparent with um, our money, but also in other aspects of our relationship, we were on the verge of divorce. Back when
Mm.
I was trying to build my business by spending my allowance every week on it, we weren't talking about money. And one of my coaches used to say when I was training that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so not talking about money really kind of rippled out throughout our entire relationship. And so money dating helped us bring the fun back into our relationship. We enjoyed talking to each other, and it brought us from the brink of divorce. Now I'd say that our relationship is the best relationship that I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Yeah.
business is at a much, much better place than it's ever been.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Um, so how is this Money Day program different from all the other programs out there?
Well, there in relationship coaching, there is a lot of support around getting into a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's
Yeah.
dating support.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of support to help you up level your relationship from dating to marriage. So they have wedding coaches and those types of things. And then there's support to help you get out of a relationship once it's with divorce support. There's not a whole lot of support that is focused on helping the relationship that you find yourself in right now grow to accommodate you and your business as you also grow. And so this program is different because it targets this area where there's really nobody else hanging out offering people support. And it's twofold. It's meant to help you grow in your relationship and empower you as a person so that you can have the money conversations you need to have in order to grow your business.
Mm-hmm. I've I've seen like in some cases where like women entrepreneurs becomes more successful and then you know then there's a split from the spouse.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that happen. Like I just in this week I got an email from a person that I followed, and she talks about her soulmate and blah blah, and then she has a big announcement and they are splitting,
Oh
and it's like,
no.
yeah. So I'm like curious as to would having money dates have helped this kind of relationships, because I do know like some women who are like super successful,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't stay with their current spouse. I don't know what's the problem.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
think about it like this. If you're an entrepreneur, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, where you get into your business and business building is kind of like self-development on volume 11. So when
Mm.
you get into entrepreneurship, it really makes you develop as a person. It makes you stretch, it makes you grow. And as your numbers grow, usually you are stretching to accommodate this higher level of business. Now, imagine that you're doing all of that stretching and your partner in your relationship is staying right here. So you're stretching, 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 and your partner is staying right where they are. It makes perfect sense that you'd outgrow that relationship. And
Mm.
so one of the things that money dating can help with is, and is intended to help with, is to help your relationship grow with you as you grow in your business. I like to say, if you have a big mission, you should have a big relationship. There's no reason why, as women entrepreneurs, we must constantly be forced to choose between our careers and our work and our missions on the planet and the love that we have searched for and really put a lot of energy into finding and maintaining. I believe that you can have both, kind of like your cake and eating it too, and that both can grow with you as you grow.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe if that woman had been a part of my money dating program, she would still be in her relationship. And I am sure that she made the best decision that she could in her circumstances.
Yeah. So how often um, do you recommend having a money date?
Well, my partner and I have money dates every week. Especially now that things in my business are growing at a fast clip. And my husband also has things going on in his business. He's a sailor, so we definitely like to connect once a week. It's kind of like money date night. Um, it's possible to have money dates a couple of times a month. But it's really best if you check in once a week, just like you would go out on your date night once a week.
Mm-hmm, hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kira. I think what you're doing is great because it's just, such a mm, like a stressful thing to talk about money, and then you're just bringing the fun back into it, just kind of
It
reframing
is.
it.
It is. When you talk about money, you're really, one of the reasons why it's so stressful is because really what you're doing is you're putting numbers on your life. You're talking about the vacation dreams that you have. You're talking about the career dreams that you have. You're talking about the family that you want to have and where you want to be living as a family and how you want to interact with your partner. What do you want to clothe yourself in? So when you're talking about money, you're really talking about your life. And there's no reason why that should be a horrible conversation with your life partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Unless maybe somewhere you have the unconscious block where you're like, I really don't deserve it, or something like that, or money is like, I don't know, rooted in childhood memories as being, the cause of a lot of dissent or something like that. So,
Exactly. One of the things, one of definitely there's some work to do with people's relationship with money. You had Morgana Ray on your show earlier,
yeah.
and she's wonderful. My husband and I love to talk to my money honey on our money dates, and it definitely helps. My husband really enjoys hearing about all of the wealth consciousness that I'm doing that I bring into our dates. So you can have your money honey and you can have your real life money partner as well. And it all just goes together to have a fun, juicy date.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, thank you very much for, describing all about your program. Good luck to you, and I hope, people will take you up on your program. And you're at www.kirapamo.com.
I am,
Yeah.
and if for those of you who are interested in doing some private money date work with me, I am for a short time offering my discovery sessions, which are usually $197 value, as a gift. So I'd encourage you to go to my website at www.kirapalmer.com and sign up for a discovery session if you'd like to know more.
Yeah, and I'll just put the link underneath my video as well.
Exactly. And so the link will be below.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Kira. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.